Hi, YouTube. So this is just a rant on why Trump needs to do what he's threatening to do and stop talking about it. Just do it already, okay? Man, the borders, we have a serious problem here. They need to be shut down completely, altogether. No more immigration whatsoever. We have had open borders for so long now. We are almost like beyond return, okay? Beyond making this US what it was supposed to be before the globalist bankers took it over. We are actually giving these corrupt South America countries billions, okay? Tens of billions of dollars. And what do? All this money, it's not going to help the people to build infrastructure, create jobs, make a better life. No, all this money, it's going to the corrupt governments there. So only the very top 1% in government in these countries are getting extremely wealthy, while everybody else is living in extreme poverty. And so it's like, what are we doing? We're paying all this money to these countries for what? Just so we're cutting our own throats, basically. We're giving all this money to help the people in these countries, and yet the people in those countries still want to come here because their government is so corrupt and these people are so ignorant. They can't stand up for their rights and demand change and get different people elected in government and fix their own damn problems. Instead, they want us to take all these people in so that we don't even have our country, so that our country becomes just as corrupt as their country, and we turn into a shithole, and then the rich, very, very wealthy people at the very top can make us all live in poverty in a shithole like them. That's exactly what's going on. So I say enough of this bullshit. Shut the damn border, and if someone tries to cross it, shoot them. Because as far as I'm concerned, we're at war. As far as I'm concerned, this is war. As far as I'm concerned, this is war without even using a bullet. This is corrupt South American countries winning a war by letting their people in our country without even actually going to war. That's what this is. These people have no conception of birth control. They don't believe in birth control. They believe in government handouts, having extremely large families with no limits to growth. Well, I have news for you. We live on a finite planet. News alert, news alert. We live on a little tiny round planet with finite resources that are getting more and more finite. With climate change, weather fluctuations, food prices, the cost of housing, the cost of everything else. Sure, we're going to have a little bit of technology, maybe. No one really knows what's going to happen in the future. Maybe eventually we'll have 3D printed houses that only cost a few $1,000s. But you know what? Land is also going to be very scarce. Why? Because we don't have a concept of where it's safe to build and where it's not safe to build. We shouldn't be building on coastlines. We shouldn't be building in low-lying areas. We shouldn't be building near old riverbeds or where old rivers used to flow, because all these things are going to get us, because humans have no concept of where the safe, high, different terrains, like it's very dynamic the way I see the earth. And we're not going to get it through our heads because we're going to keep repeating, rinsing and repeating, and building where we're not supposed to be building. And so land is going to become scarce, good land, good land where you can actually be away from high or low-lying areas and away from water and away from rivers, land where you can actually grow food. All this is going to become more and more scarce. So I don't care if we have 3D printed houses that only cost a few $1,000s. It's going to be land that's going to be scarce, and it's going to be food that's going to be scarce, and it's going to be resources and all this other. I don't care how much technology you have. Okay, so when is it ever enough? When do we say enough is enough? And we have enough people already. We are already at overshoot. We already are overcapacitated. We already have tens of thousands of homeless people that we can't house, that we can't feed. When do we say enough is enough? We need to close our borders altogether, and that's it, because we are full to capacity. Hello? That was like years ago. Dumbass bastards. Stay in your own fucking country.